Hey Image Church, I hope that you were able to join us online this past Sunday as we celebrated Jesus and the empty tomb. As we were worshiping together, I couldn't help but be filled with thanks and gratitude for the finished work of Christ and the hope that He brings. Now today, I'd like to share with you a few verses out of Psalm 34, which is really an expression of thanksgiving for God's protection and care for those who trust in Him. Verses 1 through 3 say this: I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul makes its boast in the Lord. Let the humble hear and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt His name together. Notice in verse 1 where it says, I will bless the Lord. The idea behind bless in this case is to speak a good word about someone. So we see the psalmist essentially saying, I will speak a good word about the Lord at all times. And then if you skip down to verse 3, here it says, Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt His name together. There's this invite that we see in verse 3. Let us exalt His name together. So these verses got me thinking about two questions we can ask ourselves this week. The first is this: who can I speak a good word about the Lord to? And the second is, how can I invite them to worship Him with me? Image, we have a unique opportunity right now to speak a good word about the Lord, and people might actually listen. They might actually be interested in what you have to say. I know we're not allowed to be around a lot of people right now, but you can call, you can text, there's social media you can take advantage of. Maybe you can tell of how God answered a prayer recently, or how God has given you hope and peace in these times of uncertainty. And there's an obvious answer to number 2, right? Question number 2, you're going to invite them to join Image Church on Facebook at 10:45 a.m. I can assure you, each and every Sunday, we will do our best to make sure Jesus is magnified. And of course, you know that the gospel is going to be proclaimed. Hey, thanks for taking the time to listen today. I encourage you to read the rest of Psalm 34, read it in its entirety, and be grateful for what God has done for us. I'll be looking forward to worshiping with you again this Sunday on Facebook.